Hi, good doctor, Coach Spiegel here. And you know how you are like the greatest, coolest person on the planet? And the stuff that you do is so awesome, helps out so many people. And you know how we're in the coolest profession ever? Like we get to be who we are and help those people that need our help, and we get to feel good about it. And however, what are we to do in a world that is confused by us, in a medical profession that views us as not quite real? We are the underdogs, are we not? Hence the Rocky. So how do we survive in a world that doesn't want us, with business practices that are taught to us that are decades old, and get by? That is the question. This podcast is your answer. Let's go get you lots of leads and take those leads and convert them into patients and people that are helped by your awesomeness. Let's do it. Let's do this. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, Rocky Fitch! Coach Spiegel here. This little series, you're on episode whatever, but you're on Sesh we're doing some sales training sessions here, and it's going to be an 11-part little mini series breaking down the most important components of the sales selling process. Hold on one second. Just at a very sketchy intersection here. Here we go. I'm on my way at 94 right now. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Heading out west, going towards Minnesota. And we're going to talk about sales. This sales stuff, whether you're a chiropractor now, I understand most of the people that listen to this are probably chiropractors, so this is going to apply whether you're a chiropractor or whether you are in any other small business owner. I just happen to love serving chiropractors, but I understand that a lot of these lessons are pretty, not so much universal, but apply a lot towards anybody, that profession. I'm here to benefit the small business owner specializing in the chiropractors. So here we are, episode the first of the 11 miniseries, and I'm going to talk about the most important stuff about selling right away, and that is your mindset concerning sales. Are you thinking that selling is evil? What's been your experience so far, Rocky fan, with selling? Today we're going to talk about the 80-20 about selling, and your feelings, your beliefs, your mindsets, your perceptions. I know the conceptions was right there. Your perceptions, what it is to be selling. What are your feelings towards salespeople? And you hear, oh, he's a salesman. I was talking to my close friend who he's getting marketed to by his dentist. And his dentist is trying to sell him to take care of his dentist care, but he's trying to get him involved in his shaker diets, his network marketing thing. And he's just like, oh, man, yeah, he's just a salesman. That's all he does. He's just trying to sell you something. And he was saying it very, very negatively, very, very negative connotation towards that. You're saying, yeah, he's just a salesperson. He's just a salesman. And so what's that guy's feelings towards selling? Yeah, not too good. So do you think selling is evil? Is selling evil? If it is, my Rocky friend, you are never, you're going to be okay with money because what you do is very good. And as long as you know, like, you take care of your customers, and you'll probably be okay as far as like getting referrals and having a good reputation surrounding you. You just being you. But that riches will always elude you because you'll always struggle to break into the next level. You'll wonder why things are as hard as they are. And it's because of your feelings towards selling, towards marketing, towards attracting money to you. That's all that this sells. The selling and marketing stuff, all it is just attracting money to you. But if you feel money is evil, and you've stopped the process from happening, from money coming to you. People want to give you money for the good job you do. They want to give you more money for the good job you do. But you probably might think that there's a scarcity mindset. You might think like it's going to get taken away from something else in their life. So today is more so that 80-20 about selling. And there's a great little video I want you to go watch by one of my buddies, Joe Polish. It's about a 3-minute long YouTube video about where it just states it's selling evil. And it's important that you get over this, Rocky fan. It's important that you know what's going on with you. And as far as the selling process, when it comes down to the close, when it's getting close to that roller coaster ride where it's like, let's take chiropractic, for example, being a chiropractor that you are, amazing person that you are being a chiropractor. And you do the exam and you got the results of the report and you go sit them down. And whether your exam was free or not, or whether they had to pay to get there, you did it for like low dollar amount or huge discount. You know that there's a pitch coming up. You know that there's an exchange coming up where you have to ask them for money in exchange for care. And your heart starts beating really fast, and you start like kind of stumbling over your words a little bit, and you're like, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to close them. And you got to close them, and you're like fearful of it. It's like that roller coaster ride, and maybe you're fine with it. I don't know. I'm thinking the closer you get to the sale, if you're like most people, it's that fear of rejection. It's a chance to get turned down, and on top of all the money blocks, on top of all the scarcity mindsets, on top of all the are we even worth it? Do we even believe in what we're doing? That sort of stuff. Just kind of that's the moment of truth. It's like we're in football season now. Football! And that's the moment where it's like the game is on the line. It's like the last second of a Super Bowl, and it's the chance to punch it in. It's like everything on the line for this one moment right here, whether they're going to win or lose. This is where it all comes to a head. And depending on your marketing, we can make that process a little easier or a little worse, but first up is to understand what selling is. Are you thinking that it's evil? Are you thinking that it's just people that are con artists? What's been your history as far as experience with salespeople? I'm going to tell you what kind of ruined it for me. The reason I'm sharing with this with you, good chiropractor, good Rocky fan, you out there, is because this is what ruined my life. Me sucking at sales. It made me suffer as a personal trainer. I was in the personal training world, and still in that world, but more so when I was at the gym there, and I had people walking through consults and free training sessions and looking to upgrade their package. I sucked at sales. I sucked at sales my entire life. I had everything going against me in the sales world. I had every single money block that was possible. I did not feel I was worth it. That training stuff came easy for me, and I would gladly do it for free, and I felt like I was stealing. I'm like, it's so easy for me. Like I thought that we had to work extremely, extremely hard to get the money. I had that mindset. I had everything going against me. And so if I can get over this, Rocky fan, if I can get over this chiropractor, good doctor, you can. You can. I had everything going against me that was possible to go against. On top of a huge, huge, huge fear of rejection. On top of all that. And so my career suffered as a personal trainer. I was letting the fear win every single day. Every day I had a chance to go approach that random stranger at the gym and invite them into my training sesh. I had that chance to walk them through a sales process, a presentation. I never once opened up a sales book. I never once applied. So that's the important thing here right away. In the 80-20 is to know that you're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to practice. It's a skill that you can learn. Good listener. You can learn it. Just like riding a bike, just like driving a car. And it's going to be scary at first, and you're going to make mistakes, and you're probably going to say the wrong things to people, and you're probably going to get rejected left and right. But you get better. You keep pulling through it. First, you understand the why. Like, why do you want to get better at sales? Why do you want to get better at closing? Why? Is it because your business is suffering? Is it because, if that's the case, that's all right. That's a pretty good reason right there. That's only going to get you so far. You got to understand who gets the benefit when you close somebody. If you believe in what you do, if you believe in your service, if you believe in your product, if you honestly, your true heart of hearts, your true honest soul, believe that they're benefited by your product, benefited by your service, benefited by your care, then it's worth working through. Once you understand, it's not only do you win, because they're gonna have to give you money for it. I know you'd do it for free if you could. I know you, because I'm the same way. You do it for free if you could. But what if that gift right there to bring goodness into their life, to up-level their life like you do, what if that was given to you by God, by our Lord, by the universe, whichever you that believe in? What if that gift to make good change happen in their world was given to you to give to them, and you, as a result, you're supposed to get rewarded for it? That way you keep doing it. It's a positive feedback loop. That way you don't have to take a dumb job on the side like I did. I don't know if you listened to my story yet, but I was sucking at sales, and then my money was suffering. My bills were suffering, so I wanted something that was a little bit more regular income, a little bit more traditional income, something I could rely on, where like I just show up and get a paycheck. And I wasn't built that way, and it just about ruined my life. Settling like that, not trusting the source, not trusting the power. What if you're supposed to get rewarded by bringing goodness into somebody's life? That way you keep doing it. We're training our little doggy, our little Sophie, our little Cavalier King Charles. We're training her to go poop and pee outside. It's a process. She's a little puppy right now. She's like under 6 months yet. And it's a process. We're working towards it. But how we get her, in case you don't know how to train dogs, this is how you train people too. Just so you know, it's called positive reinforcements. Oh, good job, good job, good job. So little Sophie, we arrange it. We stack the odds in her favor. We take her outside at the same times each day. This is how you potty train, if you must know. You probably weren't expecting that, huh? Get some sales training, get some potty training while you're at it too. So you stack the odds in Sophie's favor. You stack the odds in your dog's favor, or your kid's favor. Let's say you're potty training your kid. And so you rig the game in their favor. So what you do is you set them outside, select times each day, and it takes patience in the beginning. You set Sophie aside, and you wait for her. You sit outside and you wait for her to go poop or potty outside. And then when she goes poop or potty, it's, oh, good girl, here's a treat. You can do the clicker training where first you solidify, you go click, treat. You like click it, and that's called your cue. Instead of like a clicker, you can just go with something about, you can just go, good girl, or you can just make a sound. You can whistle like that or something. Whatever it is, fits your fancy to get them going. And as long as they associate that clicker noise, click, click, with a treat. And so also she goes poop or potty outside, and she runs outside. She goes poop or potty outside. You kind of sit there and wait for her to do it. And you go at the same times each day. That way it becomes a habit. And then she goes poop or potty, and you click it, good girl. Now she's all fired up. And then in her mind, what the learned behavior in her mind is, oh, the poop or potty I just did, the human likes that. They gave me a treat to show me the reward. And what's going on in the dog's mind is they could care less. They just want the treat. Like, ooh, I want that treat. And they understand what they got to do to get that treat. So all of a sudden, they feel that nature calling. They feel that poop or potty coming. And they're like, oh, cool. This is now my chance to go get a treat. So now they give you all the signals. You know, we got the doggy that sits by the door. Or they like got a bell that they bang their nose on. Bing! That means that they got to go outside, or they just kind of scratch the door. Come on. Whatever it is that they let us know that they got to go potty because they're going to go poop or potty outside. Now they're like, yes, now I'm going to get that treat. It's a positive feedback loop. So for us humans, our positive feedback loop is the money. that the other person gives us in appreciation for the good care that we give them, in appreciation for the good change that we bring them. That's their way of rewarding us for what we did for them. And God designed it that way. That's the way it's all set up. It's okay if you don't believe in the universe, you don't believe in God, or whatever it is. If you're a total atheist, that's okay. I still love you. I still accept you. I'm just going off of my beliefs and what I've pulled from. And after many, many talks with some people that are much smarter than me, this is just what I came across. Let's take a quick little break, quick little coffee break. I'll let that sink in for a little bit. And after these messages, we'll be right back. And cue awesome music. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Good day to you, doctor. Are you kicking some butt today? Got some lives being changed? Hey, I just saw the latest Despicable Me movie last week. And you want to know something about that movie concerning you? Guess what you are? Guess what you are, doctor? You are one in a million. Made you smile, right? Yeah. I love you, doctor. So I'm worried about you. I'm honestly worried about you. Of all the people on this planet that need to have their business be successful in order to have their life be successful because of their practice, it's you. It's you, because when things are going good, when you're changing lives, your community is getting benefited, lives are getting changed, and you're following through on your purpose. You've been given this gift of greatness that's in you, this fire that burns red hot. You've been given it with the task to go do something with it, namely go change lives. And I'm worried about you because there might be a couple things that are holding you up. So therefore, I created for you, my good dear, awesome, one in a million doctor, is free training. Dinner with the Doc, free training. In case you've ever done one of those, in case you haven't done one in a while, in case you're kind of sick of doing them, because it's all referral based that you're filling them up with. I show you how to fill it up with hugely highly qualified prospects that were strangers at first. I show you step for step. I lay it all out for you in a free guide. Go to YoRockyMedia.com/dinner. And there it is, a totally free resource. It's just a blog article, or it can be a video, whichever one that you choose. Because I like giving you options. It's really cool like that. And there's no email, no exchange, no money exchange. Give me money if you want. I don't know how you go about doing that, but just go there and ingest the information and apply it. I show you how Facebook ads work as far as filling up. I break it right into it, and where it goes from there. I talk about the 4 steps. I give you my tried and true GOLO formula. So please take me up on that ridiculously free offer. It should be $1,000 to charge for that, but I give it to you totally free. I don't even answer an email, just to see you get benefits. So you have at her there. Let's get back to the show and the crazy stuff, the crazy goofiness that I'm talking about now. Let's get back to it. And we're back. So far, so good, Rocky fan. So far, so good. Cool chiropractor, you. So that's important that you know. Once you understand that you're supposed to get rewarded, do it. That's 80% of the battle right there, as far as getting good at sales. Because 20% is technique, 20% is like scripts, what to say, the structure of your phrases and your words, the order that everything should be in. Not having one step in front of the other. All that stuff's important, but that's only 20%. If you get the 80% down, because if you got that feelings of like selling is evil and selling is scarcity, and as we carry along, as we continue our relationship together, Rocky fan, like I'll be sharing more and more insights into this world of selling and marketing your service and getting better at what you're doing. This is the world of branding. your reputation building, all that stuff. We'll go into some of that stuff more deeper. But the rest of the sales training here, this 11-part mini-series, we're going to be talking about some more sales technique and talking about your beliefs about it and all that great, awesome stuff. But if you're feeling selling is evil, if you're feeling like nothing, like what you're doing is evil and you hate salespeople and you hate sales and you hate getting pitched to, that's normal. But it's important that you believe what it is about. Want to hear what else is cool? Selling is sharing. We sell all day long that we don't even know it. We sell all day long. Last night, did you ever go to a restaurant, maybe the last night, and you just had the greatest? Here's the scenario. You're at home and you go visit your friend. They come on over and they say, hey, buddy, what's going on? How are you doing? How are you? Oh, I'm fabulous. That's what your friend says. I'm so awesome. They go, last night, me and the wife, we went to just the greatest dinner ever. You hear about that new restaurant that's in town? Oh, yeah, it's a cool restaurant. Yeah, we were there, and it was just fabulous food, and it was just greatest time, the greatest service. They remembered our names. They got their order perfectly right. It was the greatest food ever. And we felt like kings and queens when we were there. It was so awesome. And they're like, you should totally go. And they're like, oh, okay, I think I will. All of a sudden Friday night rolls around and you're talking with your wife / husband or your spouse or whatever, and he's thinking about wanting to go on a date and take it to the restaurant. My buddy was talking about that awesome. He had really good stuff to say about it. And you think we should go there? Yeah, let's go there. All right. So who's the salesperson in this story? Your buddy. All they did is show up and talk about how awesome that experience was. First up, they had a great product. This restaurant was a great product. And if the restaurant wanted, they could kind of like facilitate that little process a little bit. They can kind of like when they create a great experience, instead of kind of leading them to random chance for the customer to go off and tell about the customer experience, they can kind of like promote it a little bit. They can kind of like the referral programs and recommendation programs and affiliate marketing. We don't want to talk about that, but who's the salesperson in this story? Your buddy. Did you feel like you got sold to? No. Why not? You took an action on your buddy's actions. You showed up at the restaurant because your buddy did something about it. It's called a response. When you take an action on, sometimes businesses do this through ads. Sometimes people do this through like affiliate marketing, kind of through marketing like that. And sometimes they do it just having a great product, letting word of mouth speak for itself. But your buddy sold you on it. So why did that work? How did that work? Well, number one, you trusted your buddy. He's your friend, right? Yeah. We buy from trusted sources. So I'm sorry for any bad experiences you've ever had with salespeople. You ever got pitched something? You ever got tricked into something? It was a sleazy, slimy salesperson. When I show up to go buy a car for the first time, this random Joe Schmo shows up. Hey, you got to buy this car. It's on sale. Oh, can I tell you my experience? How long have you been going? Okay, should take up about 5 minutes, and then we'll continue our training right after this. Today's session is all about a paradigm shift, all about aha. What really is, I almost took out I just had a hothead motorcycle trying to squeeze in past at me. You would have had to see it. I would have to tell you. I almost killed a motorcycler just right there. Totally the motorcycler's fault had I not just tapped the brakes a little bit there. Sorry about that. So today is all about just a paradigm shift. Today is all about understanding. I want you to, before you even download the next episode, because if you're like me, we probably binge watch these. Sorry, binge listen. Pigeon. What I want you to do is just let it sink in. top advice I can give you as far as listening to these, as far as like uploading this into your life, think of it as like a program, like a matrix. Like the matrix, like they go, I need to learn Kung Fu. And they upload the program. And now they know Kung Fu. I know Kung Fu. Think of these programs as kind of like that. Like, you're going to be learning something that you upload into yourself, that you download into yourself, whatever you call it. I'm not a techie, nerdy guy. I don't know. Techie, geeky guy. Shouldn't call them nerds. So, my top advice for you to get these uploaded in your life is before you read to the next episode, before you go on, check on to the next episode, download that one. I want you to just let this sink in for like 10 minutes. Before you move on to the next one, just sit and give yourself 10 minutes to think, how am I feeling towards selling? Has anybody ever asked me this? What are my conceptions? I can never get that word right. Of selling. Salespeople. Is it evil? Or is selling sharing? Let's talk about movies, for example. Trailers. Have you ever watched a trailer? You go to watch a movie, you saw a preview on the television screens, and you're like, wow, that looks really good. We should go. Guess what the trailer did? It just sold you. Yeah. Now you showed up, and you're sitting there watching the movie, and you sit through a bunch of more trailers, a bunch of more previews. You're like, wow, that looks really good. That looks super awesome. You're sitting there with your pop and your popcorn and your loved one sitting beside you, and you got your sticky floors, and you're somebody spills pop on the floor, it's all sticky, and you're like, ugh. And then you got the kid behind you that's kicking your seat, and you do like, you get that kid, you give him a couple, you let the first three go, like you don't turn around and say anything about the first three. You're like, all right, I could take it. But also the fourth one, you just get kicked, and you do the whole silent turn around and look thing. You kind of like silently like pick your head up and you kind of look around and you just give them a look. The look. You just give them the look. And then you sit back down and that works for a second. You just get kicked in the back of the seat again. And this time you give them the look, but it's like really fast. You stand up, you look at them. Hey, now you say a word. Now you actually bring words into it. You're like, hey, knock it off. Excuse me. Hey, can you stop that? Or maybe you're the kind, considerate one. Hey, please stop kicking my seat. Thank you. You sit back down. Or maybe you're like sitting on the fence between like kind and considerate, but you're kind of mean. Hey, please stop kicking my fence. Sorry, please stop kicking my seat. Thank you. You sit back down. Well, whatever it is, you're sitting there, you're watching the 40 previews that says before it. Now they got commercials in front of your movies and commercials for the popcorn that you're eating right there. You're like, what's the point of this commercial? I'm eating their popcorn. I'm drinking their pop. What gives? Why are they trying to sell me? And then you sit there and you're watching it, the preview, and you're like, and it's usually previews aligned with whatever movie that you're watching right then and there. Like if you're watching the superhero movie, you're watching the latest Marvel movie, Avengers, Civil War. No, what's the new one they got? Whatever one new that what they got. Infinity Wars. Are they out yet? Did that happen yet? Who cares? And all of a sudden it's like a whole bunch of previews in the beginning for all the other superhero movies. The latest Batman one, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and Flash, and Aquaman, and Cyberman, Cyborg Man. I don't know what his name is. Hawkman, and Ant-Man. And you're sitting there watching it, and all of the previews, and with your loved one sitting next to you, you're like, wow, that looks good. We got to go see that. And you're like, yeah, I know. Let's go see it. Dude, they just sold you on it. They just sold you on that movie right there. You just future paced it. They just future paced it for you. They're like, ooh, I want to experience that movie. And really that's all we're selling. I guess that's part of the 80-20 as well, is all we're doing is we're selling an experience. We're selling a feeling. Like people, we'll talk about sales as we go along, but it's important that that's in the 80-20 as well. Like it's not so much the thing that we're selling, it's what the thing brings them. That's the feeling that they want to go with that. Tony Robbins talks about that all the time. It's all about feelings. So I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, with movies. So that's what movies do is they sell you. And you go and you watch them. And then you watch the movie, and the movie is so awesome. It was so good. You go visit your buddy the next day. hey, what'd you do last night? Oh, I took the wife. We went and saw the new Flash movie, the new Aquaman movie with that one guy that was in Game of Thrones that died in season 1. And then he tried coming back to life a little bit, but he was not the same. Daenerys made him come back to life, and then so she really killed him for reals this time. You know that one guy I'm talking about? Yeah, Drago. Drago, I think that was his name is. Yeah, he's super cool. I forget his real name, what it is. But that guy's like super cool. He's got an awesome face. The Aquaman. I went and saw an Aquaman movie. Oh, how was it? Was it any good? Oh, it's so awesome. It's like the greatest movie I've ever seen. I can't wait to go watch it again. So hey, what's the movie, Rocky fan, you've watched like 80 times in the movie theater? Is there a movie like you watched that? For me, it was Matrix. I went and saw Matrix like 50 times in the theater because I went and saw it with another buddy, and then I went and saw another buddy. Went and saw it with another buddy. That one and the Star Wars one. Star Wars Episode 1, when they were with the pod racing. Podcast racing. That's probably what they should have called it. And they did all that. And then they had the double lightsaber guy, Darth Maul, and little baby Anakin Skywalker. And so I saw that one probably like 10 times in the movie theater. Again, it was like seeing it with another buddy. And I was just like, anyways, long story there. Sorry, talk about me and myself, my stories. But so now you talk about how awesome that the Aquaman movie was, how great it was, how great of a time it was, how you peed your pants. It was so exciting. How you almost had a heart attack because it was so awesome. You're like, because you're holding your breath at that one scene. You're like, I thought everyone was gonna die. I wasn't sure. But it was so awesome. Guess what your buddy's gonna go do that night? He's probably gonna go watch Aquaman. You just sold your buddy to go watch Aquaman. So that's all it is. So as long as you believe that, Rocky fan, you're gonna be okay. The 20% selling stuff is easy. It's technique. It's saying the right thing. It's asking the right questions. If you must know what the right questions are, I'm going to give you 4 of them right here, right now. What do you want? Ask the person what they want. If you suck balls at the rest of the selling stuff, but you ask them these 4 questions in this order, and you did your marketing was awesome. I'm going to teach you about giving-based marketing as we go along. Pretty much that just means you just release content, you release videos, you release articles and blogs that solve the problems before you ask for a thing. You just be helpful with all your videos. Here, help you out. Here, help you out. Here you go. And so let's say you got that going for you, but you suck balls at the selling part and you don't have any idea how to close, but you ask them these 4 questions, you're probably going to be okay. And because you got your heart in the right place, Rocky fan. You believe in what you do. You understand that it's going to help them. And understand, like, it's probably going to be a lot of money, whatever it is that you're selling. It's probably a lot of money, especially in the chiropractic world. And I don't know how you feel about that. Like, if it's really worth it, that much money that you're selling. But understand the value. It's not you to determine value. It's not you to determine price. That's the other person's determiner. That if you tell them that you can't afford it, it's too cheap, it's not worth it for you. It's a $2,500 package here with all these sessions, with all these adjustments and this care. It's $5,000, but that's too much money, and so we should price it way lower. Let them decide that, okay? Let them. Okay, I'm sorry. Your 4 questions. Ask them, what do you want? What do you want? What do you don't want? That's kind of the same thing. Because that question is determining, are they moving farther away from pain, or they want more so for pleasure? Are they trying to get from an uncomfortable, sucky situation right now? Oh, I just realized. Hey, when I say suck balls, does that count as like swearing, like explicit? It doesn't, huh? That's my way of saying like really, 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 really bad selling. And Rocky fan, I was as suck balls as it was as bad to suck balls at selling as it possibly was. And if I can get pretty good at selling, pretty good now, I won't. Never mind. I won't talk about myself. But let's go back to those 4 questions. Okay, number 1, what do you want / what don't you want? Are you trying to? Is it going towards a future that you want? Oh, let's have a future that's pain free, or making X amount of money, or is it going farther away from a pain that's going on right now? Ask them what they want. What don't you want? And let them say it in their own words, okay? Let me share. Never mind. That's a story for another. That's its own episode. Number 2. In case you don't realize, I'm super passionate about teaching you about this selling and marketing stuff. Super, super fired up about it. Specifically the selling stuff. Because there's one thing that you can learn that you can implement in your business to get good at selling part. That's like the smallest hinge that's going to swing the biggest door. It's like as soon as you get better at selling, like just things are just going to unlock for you and unreal. And it's a skill that you can take with you wherever you go. Like if there's one, and not only that in your own business, but in your own life. Like when you're trying to sell your kids to eat those vegetables. You're trying to sell the wife to go watch the Aquaman movie. See what I did there? See what I did? A little bit of a callback. I got some comedian in me. I've did some comedian training. Don't you worry. I'm going to teach you all about that as well, Rocky fan. So as soon as you are sharing that, getting good at the selling part / sharing, we're going to call it sharing from now on, or selling. As soon as you get good at that, like your world just unlocks for you. Great book, Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. After you go watch that video, I'm going to link up Sell or Be Sold as well into your show notes as well. Okay? Grant Cardone really, really changes it for you. And, okay, the 4 questions. 4 questions. What do you want / don't want? Number 2, why do you want it? You want to get to the reason behind the reason and almost like behind that reason. Okay? Why do you want it? What do you want? Why do you want it? So now that they tell you why they want it, say, do you want some help with that? Do you want some help getting that goal that you want? Do you want some help waking up every day without feeling pain? To have energy when you come home to go play with your kids? Do you want some help with that? That's all you do. You ask yes. Chances are it's extremely high. Like if they're even talking to you in the first place and they know what you're about and they know that they're in in parentheses, in quotes, selling situation, a presentation, they know that there's probably a pitch coming up. They know what it's about. They just want to know that they can get it from you, that they trust it from you, that they believe that you're the one to take them there, but more importantly, they believe that you're going to have so much belief in them that their own limiting beliefs aren't going to set them aside. That's all they're sitting there for. So all you ask is, hey, do you want some help with that? Do you want some help losing that 50 pounds? Do you want some help getting your air conditioner repaired? Do you want some help driving that hot car, winning those girls over? This car salesman person. I got to tell you my car salesman story here. Woo! 33 minutes in, my friend. A couple minutes after the intro. We'll see how it is. So let me finish those questions up, and then I'll tell you about my very first selling is evil experience. Okay, that kind of mostly ruined it for me. I'll tell you about that, and I'm so sorry for you if you've had any experience in this as well. So, anyways, okay, let's recall. What do you want / don't want? Why do you want it? Do you want some help getting that? And then here's the number 4 killer question. Then you can add a 5th question if you want. Do you want help? Do you want me to help you with that? Do you want some help with that? Yes. Do you want it to come from me? So rephrase that any way you want, okay? Whatever way that fits your fancy. Do you want me to be the one to help you get that? Do you want me to be the one with that help? And then say yes. And you ask, well, why me? And you can add a couple more to that. You can say, why me and why now? Why do you want this? Why do you want this now? Why don't you wait 6 months? Why don't you wait next year? Why don't you wait till tax return season? Why do you want this problem solved now? And let them tell you that they're losing money every day. You can kind of help the process out a little bit. Let them tell you that they're missing out on experiences because their life is so busy and they have no energy and they're missing their daughter's recital and they're missing their kids' baseball games. Let them tell you that. You can kind of help the process along. But I guess that was like 6 questions right there. Was that 6? Those last 2 are super bonus. Those are really to answer some objections that you're going to be getting. The no time, no money objections. If you answer those 2 objections, a lot of your problems closing are going to be taken care of. If you can answer those 2 questions. And basically they just answer those 2 questions for themselves. And you just changed a life, my friend. Good on you. Proud of you. I love you. I love you so much for those lives that you change. I'm so hard on you to get good at the selling part because I believe in you. I believe you have what it takes to be one of the good ones. I have, scratch that, great ones. It's no accident that you found yourself here. God works like that. God works in mysterious ways like that. Whatever the broken road that was that led us to talking like this, good dear listener, God bless it, because you're going to get better at this selling part. You're going to get better at this marketing stuff. The number one thing to get over is yourself. What are your beliefs? What are your hiccups with that? All right, so let me talk about my story a little bit, and I'm curious to hear about yours, and then we'll sign off. I'll leave you for part 2. And trust you got some good stuff out of this. It's worth it just for those questions alone, just asking those questions. But this is the 80-20 part. You can suck balls at the rest of the 20% technique, but if you got this 80% going for you, and you're just putting yourself in a situation where you're probably going to get a no. Oh, go for that. Read that one book, Go for No, by a couple of people. Go for No. Oh, my gosh. Such a good book. Long story, amazing book. The gist of it is no's come with yeses, and you break down what a yes is worth to you. Let's say a yes to you is worth $1,000 when somebody says yes. But let's say that you had to go through 9 no's to get 1 yes. What you do is you actually pay yourself. You actually say every one of those no's was worth $100. And that's how you solidify it. That's how you categorize it in your smart brain. So you go up to get it, you go start collecting that no, and you get a no, and you're like, yes, $100. You get another no that day, yes, $100. And you're like, at the end of the day, you add up your no's, and you're like, yes, I just made a $500. And you actually get a yes, and you're like, oh, awesome. And it's like almost like adding up after that. But just to get over that fear of asking for the sale, that fear of rejection. And I got some special training for you on that front. I don't want to overload you today. We're just the beginning of our process, just the beginning of a relationship. So let me go to that story here that ruined it for me as selling. And you probably had something similar. To be honest with you, you probably had experienced it. And you, in the back of your mind, was like, I don't want to be like that for other people. I don't want to be associated with selling. I don't want people to think of me as a salesperson. Yucky salespeople. Yucky. I want to be legit. I want to be upfront about it. And if you got that feeling going into it, Rocky fan, you're going to be okay. Because that's what's important. That you actually care. You give a hoot. Great on you. Love you for it. Sorry. I start pubertizing when I get excited. I don't know if you noticed that yet. So here's the story. I'm 16 years old. I got a whole bunch of money in my bank account, and I want a sports car. Sports car equals importance to me. We'll talk about Tony Robbins and the 6 needs and work them into the selling process later. But importance. I want to feel important. I want to feel awesome driving a sports car. There's a sports car I kept driving by. I had a whole bunch of money saved up already. I was actually working for an entire summer. Had a full-time job, but then I did a whole bunch of like little other side jobs on the side. And hold on, I got to take a little swig of water. So I'm 16, and I've yet to go into debt at all. And I just heard it's supposed to be smart. Like, you're supposed to go in debt to build up your credit rating. That way I'm going to buy a house when I'm like 19 or 20 or something like that. It didn't quite work out like that. I'll tell you more about that later. And I drove by this one car sale in place, and there's this hot red sports car out there, this Mitsubishi Eclipse. I forget what year it was, but it's a really hot sports car. I wanted it. Had to have it. Drove by it every day, just kind of slow motion drove by it, just kind of envisioned driving with it and how awesome that would be and how magnificent my life would be with that car in my life. So I'm driving by it. Oh, cool. Hey, I'm going by a semi right now. I'm driving by a semi, and he doesn't have his trailer on, but he's got that back part, and he's carrying one of those little cards, what they call like mini cars, like supercars or something like that. He's just had it like in the back of them. It's almost like back of a cab of a truck. There's this little supercar sitting in there, hunkered down. That's cool. Yeah, so I'm driving by this red hot sports car, and I'm like, I had to have it. Drove by it, so one day I had to pull it up with my dad. I'm like, let's go look at it. Let's go see what the damage is. Let's do this. And I drive up, and then the sticker tag was like $10,000 some dollars, something like that. I don't remember the details. And we're looking at it, and of course, there's this used car salesman, slimy salesman guy sitting inside that's like, yes, fresh meat. Let's go get him. That's wrong right away, right off the bat. That's how they're screwing it up. And that's not you, Rocky fan. That's not how you conduct yourself. So good on you when you actually see people that you want to help, and care for. Your idea isn't, paychecks. When you see your patients, when you see your clients, when you see your members, it's not like they have dollar bills on the side of their forehead, and you're like, how can I trick them to get those dollar bills? I want them. No, your mindset is like, how can I help them? I want to take care of them. And that's all you're going to need, Rocky fan. That's 80% right there. 20% is the technique, and I just gave you killer technique to go with right now, right today, just a little bit ago. And so that's what this used car salesman guy was like, yes, fresh meat. Ding, 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 ding. So we walk up, and it's a guy with the limp. He's got a cane. He's walking up, and he's kind of stumbling through it. Hi, guys. I'm used car salesman. I'm Slimy Jim. Used car salesman Jim. Hi, fellas. How's it going today? Oh, no, just fine. Oh, so you like this car, huh? Yeah. Me and my dad are looking at him. Hey, you should probably take it for a test drive. Here's some keys. He like literally walked out with the keys and says, hey, when you drive this, it's going to be the smoothest ride. It's a stick shift, and it's so awesome. And it turns corners really good, and it's really fast, and it's so nice. You're just going to love it. And he really didn't need to say that. Like, dude, I'm a 16-year-old kid. My eyes, like, big as whatever things are big as. 50-cent pieces or something like that. And I'm just Googling. I'm just oohing on over this thing. Like, he could have walked out and said, this is the dumbest car ever, and you probably don't want this, and it's so stupid. And actually, sales technique that they do use, I'll share that with you later as well. But let's say he said, like, yeah, you can't do this. And I probably would have still jumped on it. I digress. So anyways, he jumps on, and we go for a little ride, and my dad takes the car, and my dad's like, whoa, this is a sports car, Eric. Oh, my gosh, I don't know. And it's going, like, really fast, and my dad's used to his cars and his trucks, and this thing's, like, RPM just zips right up, like, really fast, shifts really fast, and a lot of get up and go type of speed, the 0 to 60 and whatever seconds that it is. And my dad's like, I don't know, this is super dangerous, I don't know. And I'm like, I gotta have it, Dad. I gotta have it. I don't care. I need to have it. And so I knew how to stick. Yes, I do. At that moment, 16, I did know how to drive stick. My dad taught me how to drive stick as a kid. And so I tried driving it, and I grinded the gears a little bit. I wasn't quite used to that speed of implementation. Vroom, vroom, vroom. And drove around, and yep, I was sold. Test drive. I did the old puppy dog clothes. They got me. But like I said, that used car salesman guy didn't have to do nothing. That's why it's so pathetic what he did here before long. So pathetic of him. Immensely lost respect. Immensely ruined the profession of being a salesperson for me, what this guy did next. So we pull up, And we're both sold. I'm sold. My dad's not. My dad's trying to talk me out of it. Nope. That's kind of funny because I needed dad to co-sign on me because I had no credit, no history of it all like that. I had a whole bunch of money saved up for the down payment. I still need to take out a loan for a bunch of it. I forget how much I had for down payment. It's quite a bit. I don't remember. Anyways, we're sitting down and we walk in and we apply for the loan. See how all that looks. We sent out 2 feelers to the banks. One was like try to get a loan without a co-signer. Another one was like, okay, is dad okay co-signing it? And dad had to think about it. So for the next couple of days, I'm convincing dad. See how I'm selling again? I'm selling my dad to convince me to co-sign on the loan, to have the car. And I had to see everything from my dad's perspective. We all have this gene in us, this quote-unquote sales gene. As kids, we were wonderful salespeople. Like, we sold our parents on why we were going to date that one guy that we probably weren't supposed to one date. For those girls out there, the bad boy with the sports car and the motorcycle that I almost killed today. We had to sell our parents on that. We had to sell them on why we had to enroll in the sports team. We had to sell them on those TV shows that we wanted to watch that they didn't want us to watch. We had to sell them all the while. Even as little kids, we're hungry and we start whining. Wow, wow. We're selling our mom to drink, to let her have some milk of hers. And we'll stop that story right there. So, dude, we're doing it all the time. I'm trying to sell my dad to let me to co-sign on the car. And so if there's one thing to get out of today's talk, Rocky fan, cool chiropractor, you. The one thing is selling is sharing. Selling is okay. It's going to be okay as long as you believe that what you do is helping another person. We'll get over it. We'll get over this conniption with it. Anyways, I go and I sit down with them and we fill out the paperwork and shake the hands. My dad's assessing. This guy is assessing my dad's credit rating. My dad's success as far as like him co-signing on it. So he's asking my dad. So he's sitting there talking to my dad. Oh, yeah. And you seem like a pretty well together man. So you probably own your own house, right? And this guy's being super nice. He didn't talk about us very much. He didn't ask us very many questions. There's probably coaching I could have done on his process. Now I know what I know. But there he was, and my dad saw it right away. I'm a little dorky 16-year-old, geeky 16-year-old who wants to have a sports car so that way girls can notice me. My dad knows everything that's going on with this. He's like, he's assessing my worth or something. I forget how dad worded it. He goes, he's analyzing me right now because I didn't know like that was a huge thing. Oh, if you know you own your own house, that means like you're really successful. That means you got a really good rating. And this dork of a salesperson, this dumb bleep of a salesperson is like gathering all this data on us. And he doesn't even need to. He's like pushing my dad off. He's detracting my dad. There's attracting, then there's detracting. He's turning my dad off left and right with all this stuff. And this guy didn't even need to do that. Oh my gosh, he's horrible. And so there he was, and he goes and he asked dad that. And I'm like, what? And I'm kind of starting to see it, what my dad was selling. And I had to have the sports car. So then we all shake the hands. We decide to part the ways, see what the bank will say about the offer and all that. And he handed back the keys to him. So he had the keys this whole while. He hands the keys over to my dad, and he says, hey, would you mind parking? Because when we took it for a test drive, we parked in a different spot than where we got it. I don't know why my dad did that. It's kind of funny that he did. But he parked in a different spot than when we originally had it, where it was originally on display. And the guy goes, hey, would you mind parking this parking it back where the original was? I would drive it, but my leg, I can't use that stick shift. I can't push in the clutch with my bum leg here. And immediately, Rocky fan, it was like, Ding, 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 ding. Because going back to the story, do you remember what that guy said? It was the first thing out of his mouth. Going back to the story? Do you want me to refresh your brain a little bit? Refresh your awesome brain memory? He goes, you are absolutely going to love this car. It is the smoothest ride. It turns the tightest corners. It's really smooth ride. It's really fast. You are absolutely going to love it. He goes, I've never driven a car. I might have left that part out, so I forgive you if you didn't remember. But he said to us, he goes, I'd never driven a more comfortable, smoother ride than that Eclipse right there. He told us that. And now we're all done with the selling process, with the presentation and the close, and we're basically closed. And now he goes and tells us that he lied straight to our face. Oh, would you mind parking it in? The worst thing yet, he doesn't even remember. It's like lying is automatic for him. Oh, my God. I was like, oh, my God, this is what selling is all about? People that got to lie through their flipping teeth just to get a sale? I don't want anything to do with that. And so I blocked myself from the selling, from being ever good at selling. Ever. I sucked balls at it because this guy obviously ruined it, but I had other things going on. Lots and lots of money blocks, lots of fear of rejection. But that guy didn't help, especially for my feelings towards the profession of selling. And me and my dad were talking about it on the way home. And my dad was actually wanting me to go to get a private dealer, to go find a car that like somebody's selling in their front yard. He goes, because this is going to be a markup, because you gotta pay the bank, you gotta pay the dealership, and you gotta pay that guy's wages, you gotta pay that guy to sit out and lie to us like he just did. And I'm like, yeah, he did lie to us, Dad. You're right. We were just laughing about it, just making fun of that guy for it. And I ended up still buying the car. It's just kind of funny. Like, that guy didn't have to do any of that. He just could have been an assistant buyer, where he gets on our side and he just helps us, educate us on the buying process. Now, I've bought other cars from other dealerships before, and I had fabulous experiences. There's some amazing car dealerships out there, and that are doing it really, really right. One in particular comes to mind, Maurice Mazda. I don't know if it's it's the one that's in Eau Claire. Bill Bertrand, he's one of my favorite human beings ever. And that's why right there, what I'm telling you about. Like, going back to your buddy telling you about that great restaurant experience. Who are we buying from? Who is this person that we're buying this stuff from, this service from? Do we like them? Do we know them? Do we trust them? And that's why, like, our friends and those that we know. And so to get good at the selling part, you got to get in that inner circle. And nowadays, it's super, super easy to. Woo! I overload you a lot. Holy cow, we're almost an hour, Rocky fan? Yikes. Was this cool, though? Did you get a lot out of this one? Are you going to apply this stuff into your life? Are you going to be made better, like, right away, starting today? Are you going to practice those 4 questions right away? Hey, what do you want? What do you / don't want? Why do you want it? Huh? Why do you want it? Why do you want that? Why do you want that great health? Why do you want these headaches gone? Why do you want your back fixed? What are you going to do? And you could actually ask them questions off of that for the next 20 minutes off of that question right there. And chances are you can just say, okay, here's the path to get that. And it's going to, do you want the gold package, which most everybody gets? That's going to take them, that's the closest route to that. What you just said you just wanted? Or do you want the silver package that's over here? Do you want 24 sessions or 12? It's going to happen faster, for 3 times a week than 2 times. So it's up to you about what you want. But if you said that this is what you want, then this is the route that it's going to take to get there. And they're like, oh, okay, I'll probably go the 12 one. Or the 24 one or something like that. And we'll talk about that later for the rest of these sales training. But wow. So, and then let's say you don't go into depth like that on that question. Oh, why do you want it? Why do you want that? Why do you want that? Why do you want that? Then you ask, do you want help getting that? And they're, yes, great. Do you want my help? Great. And then you're as far as a closing type question, usually some sort of this or that. It's never, do you want this or don't you? It's always, Do you want the fast route or the slow route? Do you want, so if I give this to you for free, if you agree that you want this, if we toss this in for free, you said you wanted this, right? And so if we can agree on the price for whatever the rest of it, you're okay getting this for free. I'll work on that one for you as well. That close right there, I haven't practiced a whole lot. The this or that one works really good. The gold, silver, bronze package, the 3-month or the 2-month one. Time frame works really good in the chiropractic world. Time frame. Do you want this back pain gone in 3 months or 2 months? And I know like we're going to branch into what that means. You got to go off of what they originally told you, doctor, as far as why they're even talking to you. Is it back pain? Is it migraine? Is it neuropathy? Is it fibromyalgia? Whatever your niche is, and because 93% of the public perception of us chiropractors is back or neck pain, and then like 1 degree of separation from that, knee or back pain. Okay, so you kind of got off. That's where it starts, and you give them what they want. You got to go what they want. We know what they need, but they're not going to buy what they need. You got to give them what they want. Sell them what they want. Great, this is what you want. This is the route to get there. Do you want the 3-month or 2-month package? Do you want it happening in 3 months or 2 months? Do you want this condition gone in 2 months or 3 months? 6 months? And then, forgot what I was going to tell you. Wow, I got to let you go. My brain is starting to go all over the place for reals. I love you, Rocky fan. I'm here to see you succeed. I'm here to have your world get made better every single day. So without further ado, go with the greatness that you are. Go with the unbelievably awesomeness that you are. Go with the sexiness and handsomeness and beautifulness that you are. Go change those lives. Go sell those products. Go sell that service. As long as it benefits that other person, you can go ahead and feel bad about that. As long as you know that you're going to spend the next 10 minutes before you download the next episode to sit around and think about what are some of your own stories, bad experiences that you had of selling, and where are some other instances where you shared, where you didn't sold, you shared. You talked about how awesome this thing would be in that other person's life, this dinner or this movie or what have you. Without further ado, Rocky fan / chiropractor, awesome person, you go get him.
You ain't gonna believe this. But you used to fit right here. I'd hold you up and say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew. And you grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching you every day. It was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
I know that you're scared, good doctor. I know you got knocked down before. However, you got to be like Rocky. You got to stand back up, get back in there. That's what it's all about. And lucky for you, I got a proven apple pie formula for you. How to get patients in your practice using Facebook ads Totally free resource. Go to yorockymedia.com/apple pie. And no need to opt in. No need to give me your email address. They're totally worth thousands of dollars. Training. There, go find out what you can do today to get helping out and serving those people that need you. I believe you're going to be one of the best, Doctor. I believe that you're going to be one of the best cool chiros in the world. However, you've been playing small, haven't you? Yes you have. It is time, Doctor. Time to channel that greatness that's in you. That I know that's in there. You know that's in there. And time to step up. Let that greatness out. Not be a coward. Channel that bravery. Channel that courage that's in you. And go help those people that need you. yorockymedia.com/apple pie. Proven formula to get those patients into your practice today using Facebook ads. Catch you there.